Hey everyone, it's Kristen from the Wreath and we are working with this gorgeous lantern. I think technically it's called a Pagoda. I think this is from Wreath by Waldo. Has this color, I think 2 sizes, and also in green. Hopefully they're still in stock, but if not, you can use any, you could just take this as a template for something else, or any other lantern or whatever you can imagine, guys. So I have I think it's a not 24 inch, an 18 inch grapevine, but it's still not big enough. So I cut, I think is a 36 inch swag. Let's see, from tip to tip, it's like 21 inches. And we won't even be using all of that. So really you could go smaller, or if you have a bigger oval grapevine, that's great too, but I don't. So I'm gonna make use of this. We're going to attach it, add a little mesh. I'm gonna make this wreath a little bit bigger because I just don't think it's gonna be big enough. But it's optional, especially if you have a bigger grapevine. That's what I would prefer to be, just have a bigger grapevine, but I don't. So I'm going to make use of this. You could just straight zip tie it, or you can also take some of those pine ties and run them up through there. Now I want to make sure I don't block off an area fully where I can't get sprays in, so I'm going to try to weave in behind that. Hopefully that won't be in the way, but I might have to untie it. So you can just do that in a couple of different places. So how's everybody doing? If you want to take a zip tie and go around it just to be safe, at least in one area, that wouldn't hurt. And just to be safe, I'm going to take one down here too. Go through the grapevine, around the pine wreath, back up. Right, yay! I probably took some extra steps that weren't necessary. I find it better to be safe than sorry. You don't need your curls very big either. I would have loved to completely skip all this and just have a bigger grapevine, but I don't have that. I would just use all of the jute. I know you guys know how to add mesh, most of you at least, but cut my curl, and really you could just let go and see it does most of the work for you, you know, but that's what you want. You just want to curl one end up, curl the other end up a little bit, and then you just smush it together, and then you got yourself a curl. Sure there'll be extra ties left over that we can do whatever we want with. And just pull and cut. Don't measure my curls. They may be 12 inches, they may be 15 inches. But they don't have to be the same. It doesn't make a difference, especially when they're covered. Take 2 pine ties and you twist them together. Think of it like a bread, you know, loaf of bread, a bread tie. So we're going to get about, I don't know, 7 to 8 extra inches to work with. So you could definitely do this with a much smaller pine piece or part of a pine garland. Let me see how much space. The 2 zip ties, 2 areas you can run a zip tie, right here and here. That should be enough. Sometimes it isn't. And there's really not any other areas. to grab a hold of with a zip tie. So really it wouldn't hurt to put one in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and use one just in case, and I'm going to do a small one because I don't want it to push the lantern out. I don't want it to lean back. So hopefully that will help. All right, you guys ready to attach it? And any pine ties that are sticking out on the edges, you can either tuck them, clip them, but honestly, they'll probably all get covered anyways from the greeneries on the edges. So I wouldn't worry about it. I'm gonna try to run the zip tie in there. Take it around the grapevine, run it through wherever you can get it to go. I'm not going to twist, I'm not going to tighten it yet because I want to make sure I can access this one over here before tightening it. You tighten it, it's going to make it harder to get it in. Okay, make sure it's in place before tightening it. And if you put full tension on one side, you can make it shift. Now the only bad thing about the way I had to tie it off is that I'm going completely around the reframe on the outside. And that's going to make it really tight to get stuff in. But there's really not much you can do about it unless you can weave it around. It's not moving. Yay! Away. Your zip ties. Over here we still have some space to work pieces in. The other side is going to be a little different. Maybe a little more difficult. I'll start adding our filler. You could totally get away without using the extension, the pine wreath, and just keep your greenery extra long, you know, and make it bigger. I mean, regardless, it's still going to give you some extra, you know, space to work with different pieces, you know, but if you just wanted to give it the illusion it's bigger, just keep them extra long and boop, out there. We're still going to do that, you know, but this is going to give us more to work with like other stuff and whatnot. But yeah, anyways, just FYI, you can totally do that. I'm going to start off here. I'm going to start off over here, if I can get it to go in. This is called onion grass bush. And this is totally going to cover up all those little pines. You can use any type of filler, any whimsical filler. And we'll still utilize parts of the grapevine, even down here. At certain like points on the reef, we will change the direction of the greenery. These are one of my favorite greenery bushes from Michael's because I just love that long whimsy look. It does great in a wide variety of designs. I thought long and hard about just doing it with just the grapevine, but I do have a lot of different florals that I want to get in, so I decided to keep it. I'm gonna grab a second brush. Okay, some of them are a little bit shorter. That one is a little bit shorter, but some of them are like really big. trying to go in on the sides so I leave enough space for other pieces. And when you get to your corners, that's when we're going to change it. I find it works best when you keep going with that shape and then bring one in the opposite direction that these are going up. If that makes any sense at all. Let's take one of these that are a little bit shorter and do what I was just talking about. It's gonna have to go down just a little bit more. And then you just continue on the same way. Let's go ahead and come back up here. Look how big it is. Yeah, that right there is in the way. Let's see. Let's try going around this way. Let's straighten it out. Ah, no, I pulled one out. Yes, that's better. Let's just take that little wonky one down here. We'll bring it up here. Okay, so pretty big, y'all. Whoop, whoop. And this right here, I'm gonna bring it back just a little bit. And put some glue on your pieces. Okay, y'all. So the other filler I want to use is kind of like this, but it's a little different. Is this? It feels like it's like Real Touch. This white lavender bush. I love this, and I want to get at least one of these in. I have 3, I think, plus I have another whimsical filler, and then just about all the florals are from Emily's shop. The ribbon. I've got a lot, y'all, that I want to get in this, so that's why I needed it to be big. These are push-ups. I love a push-up. Okay, let's see. So you could twist them and flip them and make them go different directions, you know. Make it look like a whole other piece, or push it all up and get more bulk with the shorter stem after trimming it, you know. Like right in here. I'm going to take this piece over here. Like I said, it's going to be hard getting some pieces in over here because of the zip tie. It is really tight, y'all. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get anything over here without forcing it. I might have to cut that zip tie away and redo it looser. But then again, if I do that, it might make it shift around the lantern. So might have to just leave it, you know, deal with it. And then we need a little bit of something down here. And Burlap and Bling has a lot of great florals too, y'all. And you can always use my code KRISTIN10, KRISTIN at Burlap and Bling. It doesn't want to go in. I think this is going to be a very refreshing design, if that makes sense. Of course, I know half of what I say doesn't make sense. I really like these. I can cut that down. It looks like whenever I clip it, a little bit of flocking, like, I'm just going to call it flocking, or some kind of dust comes off of it a little bit. I don't like that though, because there's no telling what it is. I used to get a purple lavender pick from Walmart, like way back in the day when I first started making wreaths. I made these lavender wreaths, and I did it on a wire frame with a ton of floral wire and a bunch of these lavender picks from Walmart, and they were covered in this weird powder. My goodness, y'all. They were pretty, but the powder mess was insane. And looking back at it, there's no telling what I was breathing in from them. They were a good seller though. Gosh, I haven't made one of those in a long time. Just at least back then. Let's go up here. A little bit of it here. So I'm gonna grab the second. If you want to use less supplies, just use just the grapevine. Yeah, and you won't have to use as much filler. And you could still do the same design, just on a smaller scale. And also, if you don't want to, you want it bigger, you know, but you don't want to use as much filler, you could start bringing them up even more. Instead of adding stuff to the sides, you could start adding stuff up top. We are coming up higher, don't get me wrong, but we're still adding quite a bit to the sides. All the hydrangeas and some other stuff, they're meant for like up top. One more up here, and then the others I'll take down below. I'm so sorry if when I lay the glue gun or anything else down that it's loud. The sound carries like crazy in here. I'm so ready for the warm weather to be here, y'all, and start gardening and all that stuff. I do need a little bit in here too. Bring a little bit up. And last one, I want to bring it over here. And I could still keep filling the edges out in some areas, really. Okay, so before I go off grabbing another one, I am going to grab something else. Okay, so I do want to add a third one of the grass onion bush, but before I do that, I do want to get a little bit of these florals in, and these are going to be on the edges, a little bit up top. These, you can keep the leaves if you want. I mean, that's extra filler. Sometimes I keep leaves, but most cases I don't, because most cases leaves aren't that great. I want to make sure I can get some of these in without a problem. And then potentially add a little bit more of the other on top. I'm going to alternate it a little bit. So some of these are like a little bit longer. Okay, let's start off with these. Don't be afraid to squeeze stems or whatever in between the pine and the grapevine. And I want to make sure I don't cover up the lantern. I want all of it to be exposed. If a little bit is overlapped from something else, that's fine. Just make sure you don't take a lot from it. Again, I do have another one. Last one. Okay, so we got some of that in. Bend some of those forward. So I am going to go ahead and grab one more onion grass bush. I cut it this time. I'm going to remove a couple of leaves, especially if it's extra long. The edges, it's fine, you know, that's extra coverage, covering the pines and whatnot. You're not going to really see it. But coming up higher, you will. And we don't want it to crowd. Leave some of them with all of the leaves intact, especially if you have a couple of spaces that really need a little extra filling. And the rest I needed one there and one there, so I am going to leave 2 fully intact. Uh-oh, sorry if I'm in the way. And then there was another place down there. Actually, I probably could get away without him, but I'm just going to clip it, push those leaves up, and take it in over there. Need to cover up some of that mesh too. Might have made that one a little too long. It's hard to tell sometimes when you're doing it upside down. Keep on going what I'm doing. I'll take that one I just cut. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to use any more over here. Actually, because I still have to get florals in. And I have that nest. So I might just skip that area and make sure I can get my nest in. I might put it in very soon. Let's see. I need to fill out a little bit more down here. I definitely need a little more down here. We didn't really get a little bit everywhere. There. Uh-oh. There, I want my glue gun. Sorry. It hit you guys too. I'm coming up. Afraid those leaves are going to be in the way. Yep. Okay, I'll just bring it over this way to still try to get that area up top. Bringing pieces up now. Give it the illusion it's thicker than what it is as well. Okay, let me check it out. I'd like to get this like right in here, but it looks like I need a little more like in this area on the edges, so I'm just going to take advantage of that last one there. The bird nest, so again, this was just stuck like on the edge. It was sticking up pretty far too, so I went ahead and pushed it, you know, further down. And that little bit right there, I tucked it down. I'm gonna lightly curl it. I don't want to do like super whimsy curled because this is not meant to be like that. I'm going to tuck that back in too. Let's see how much space this is going to need. Oh, the tag. I wish I had some birds. I had some, but half of them turned out to be junk. Alright, now I don't want it laying like that. I want to give it a little bit of depth, so I'm going to want to like turn it just a little bit. It might be a little difficult considering there's not much space there. Just leave it there, that way I don't forget about it and stick something there. Moving on to the next one. Okay, the last lavender one. A lot of filler. Gotta get some of this up top. I could push it up a little bit more too and get more coverage, but I think I'm just going to stick it in there like that to fill in that gap. But you could just stick a couple of floral heads there in your ribbon and you wouldn't have to worry about it. I didn't think I was going to use this last one, but we're going to use it. I don't want to have to worry about coverage, especially when it comes to the florals. I want to be able just to put them where I want them and not worry about whether the base or bases in this situation are covered. Turn this a little bit and start working some of this down. There's 3 left. I need to start cutting these. Let's get one right there. Definitely don't think I would put any more like filler pieces unless it's like the yellow in these areas, because I gotta make sure I have space for the florals. Push that up quite a bit. This is the last one. That's Olive by Filler. I have Real Touch Blue, Real Touch Yellow, Bush. Both of those are from Emily's shop. She just got a white Real Touch hydrangea. So these are sprays, 2 sprays with 2 heads. But she has this in white. When I ordered this stuff, if she had the white, I just would have gotten that because it's cheaper to get the bush. But if you prefer to spray, these are from Burlap and Bling. So, but Emily does have a bush, and you get more out of it. And then I have some Michael's florals that would be really good for the edge. So long whimsy ones, edges, hydrangeas up top. Okay, let's go to this first. So these are going to be the edges. You could use that as well, but I think I want to go with this instead. You can make use of the greenery that's left behind and on the stems. I will definitely cut the foam pieces away. I don't like the foam pieces, but they work sometimes, don't get me wrong. They work all the time. It's just personal preference. But you can definitely use that, especially if there's a little spot that needs a little something extra. Okay, so what are my longest ones for starters? Let's move that. Let's see. I could trim away this as well if I wanted. Let me see. Okay, I am, just because of the length. Because it would just be too much length. Normally I would start right in the middle. That is set off a little bit to the side. So normally it would be like right there. First, before I cut it, let me see. I'm gonna leave it on there. We could use that. Keep wanting to grab and clip it, but I need to check it. It's good. A little bit up top, see what we can do up there. I'm gonna take just a little bit away because I know there's not much space to dig in there. And really, I should probably use the short one over there. I just realized there's only one left. So I am indeed going to take it over here. So I got that little one right there. And again, I didn't check how much length I need. I'm gonna clip it just a little bit. And get some glue on that as well. Okay. Just keep those over there, and just in case I need a little pop of some greenery somewhere. Hydrangeas. Let's move to the yellow hydrangeas, see what we get out of these, and then we'll go to a different spray. Might be floral, might be filler, yellow filler. Berries, maybe berries. Okay, so these have nice leaves. These like truly do have nice leaves, but I don't need them. I mean, maybe if I wanted a little extra coverage, like somewhere up in here, maybe I would keep one, but for the most part, I just don't think they're needed. You either have to cut them away or cut some of the stem away. I'm not sure how much stem I'm gonna need, so I'm just gonna trim the leaves away unless I can get it off. Let's keep that one short. I really hate to cut them in a way where they can't be used, you know, because what if I do need one? We'll leave that one with them, and then the rest I'll just cut away. I'll leave another one. Why not? Go on down. Let's go down. So we got yellow hydrangea, white hydrangea, blue hydrangea. And which ones are my longest? Dancing around and up top too. It's nice already. I made that too short, so I'll just stick it over here. Let's see what it will look like with the leaves. I'm just going to leave it on there for now, though. I'm not saying I'll keep it on there, just for now. I'm going to take this one, since it's the shortest one, and just stick it up there. Come back to that. I'm going to cut the leaves away. Stick one over here. And I'd really hate for all of them to be on the edges. So we're going to bring this one up top and this one up top, which means I don't need that long stem, but I'm going to leave it just to be safe. So we'll put you there, and that one up there. So let's go to the white. I just noticed one of these has what looks like chocolate on it. Gross. Clearly I wouldn't use that, but I don't have any other white. I don't have a second one of this, so I'm just going to have to clip one of them away, that one away. Where are you at? There it is. I don't know what that is. I'm just making an assumption of that's what it is. I decided to let one go, but what do? Do the same thing. Cut those foam pieces away if you don't want to use them. I'm saving that greenery left over on the bush. I'm just cutting away each stem, and then there's a little bit left on it. All right, you are long. Those two are short because I had to cut one away. Okay, I gotta do it. Let's bring you over here. The second longest one. I should probably take this up top, going along with the other one. I'll just leave it there. And let's bring you over here. Last two. We need one somewhere right there, I think. It's hard to tell without having that one in place. And then we could totally use you over here. Let me go up top so I can figure out what I want to do with those. I probably need to lift you guys a little bit too. Okay, so that one and that one. This is the long one. And I just stuck that there too, didn't I? Okay, so I'm going to take away some of that length. I'm going to wiggle that there. And bring this one over here. So we could use something in here. Hey. Okay, now it's to our... Anyways, get your blue hydrangeas cut. Add those and the white. See how much they give us. Again, you can leave those leaves if you want. We're gonna have to get our bow in pretty soon, and I haven't even made my mind up on that part. I like the leaves on this one. I like how they're bright. So we might keep those. Let's see. I'd love to keep them together, but it'd go further if I cut them apart. And if you need more length, just use it from the rest, the remaining stem. Get my other white hydrangea, do the same thing. Cut that one away. And get this one some extra length. And now space, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna flip this around, guys. Okay, starting off with the blue hydrangeas. I do have one with a leaf. Actually, I have 3 with leaves and 2 with none. I might remove the leaves, I don't know, but I wanted to try to give it a shot. Let's see. Getting a little bit of leaf coverage. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this one with it. And I'll come back to it once we get the others in. As long as it doesn't block or hide other stuff, I'm okay with it. If I can get, oh, there we go. So we could potentially use this one right here with a leaf as well. Get some coverage down there. Okay, so I'd like to get one over here. Just wiggle it in where I can get it to go in. And that was way too loose. Let's see. So I got one left. Let's try to get you in here. You know what? What I think would be better? Taking one of these with the leaves. Actually, I take that back. It gave us nice coverage over there. Okay. Anyways, that helps fill in that gap between the lantern and the wreath. So I just need to adjust this one just a little bit. Just take a little bit more length off. Bring that leaf down. Another reason why I don't want to use a lot of leaves is because they're kind of dark, you know, so I don't want to make the design darker. Make sure those are upright. I don't think any of these are glued either. And add glue to all of those. I want it brighter and very springy. We get our next filler in, and florals will go to our bow. So I do, from here at least, I noticed that I need a little something right in here. Like this is going out kind of far, So it's like I either need to work that one over a little bit. That should do it actually. Hopefully it won't look weird where that's longer, shorter, longer. Anyways, we'll have to use a couple of the greenery pieces from the ranunculus bushes that I said just hold on to. We might need them. I think we may actually need a couple of them if we don't want to use more filler. So just these right here, you just take those in there, you know, wherever to cover up a little bit of that pine. See, we're making use of it. And it brings a little bit of a bright green to it as well. Okay, yay. The rest I would just toss unless you want to hold on to it for just in case. White hydrangeas. So there's one that's slightly bigger and one that's slightly smaller on each one. Those are the smallers. The smallers. And I do like these leaves. We did just put some of those little fillers in there so we could get away without putting too much there. Big one, I love it. I'll probably use both big ones down here and then the smaller ones somewhere up in there. It's so pretty. Let's see, let's take this one. I'm going to try to get it in over here with the nest. I might have to cut more than I want to cut away, but let's see if I can make it work. Ooh, boy, I don't know if I can get it to go in there. Maybe down here and then work it, that leaf back. Like that. There we go. That'll work. Left. I wanted to use a white berry spray in place of the two white hydrangeas over here, and actually kind of started to do it in the process, but then they started to fall apart on me, so I had to take them out and glue them, and now they're drying, so hopefully I can use them somewhere in the design, but unfortunately I couldn't use them here. Okay, that little notch is making it really hard to go in. Good thing that green leaf gives us some coverage. Okay, that is all of the hydrangeas. I'm super sad about that, but it's quite a few hydrangeas, y'all. I love these. These are from Emily's shop. There are 3 branches. They do have decent leaves. I'm going to cut that one, just that one. I'll probably end up cutting that too, just because it'll probably be too long for like somewhere in here. Oh, I didn't even glue that. Somewhere like I wanted to keep those, but it's just too long. I think I had this over here, right? Can't remember now. I have the worst memory. One of these up top for sure. And then this one, I think I'm gonna have to cut that leaf just because it is so long. You know what? We need a little more coverage right in there, so I'll add it there. Okay, let me get some glue on this real quick. And then I'll up to the one up there. May not be exactly how I wanted it to lay, but we're getting coverage, and that's really important. Up here. Ooh, it might be really tough getting this in. It just cannot cover up the lantern. Okay. We just need to figure out what kind of ribbon you want, and more than likely going to be using either this or this along with a yellow. Okay, y'all, don't really have the space to do this, so I am going to go with the bow ribbon. I measure eyeball about how long I want my tail. I do like it to be going past the wreath, and then I give it a little extra length. Okay, I'm going to give it a lot of length. That should be more than enough. It's probably like 20 inches in length, more than I'll probably need, but just to be safe. And I am going to use a small yellow ribbon. I think it's like 7/8 of an inch. You could use anything close to that size, and it would look good. I did not eyeball how big I want my loops to be, but I know ribbon like this tends to do better when the loops are a little bigger, so I'm going to go a little bigger. This ribbon is from Emily's shop, and then this too I think is as well. So you could use this with it. This will look great, or a plain. I think I'm going to stick with 7/8 of an inch, but just because I like the shade of the yellow. Hopefully I have enough. This is supposed to just be a little pop of yellow anyways. Oh, it's like down to the nitty gritty, y'all. I really wanted to do 4 loops. Uh-oh. I don't think I'm going to have enough, y'all. I knew it was low, but I didn't know it was that low. There's nothing I can do about it, but either use it or go to a different yellow ribbon. Oh, yeah. So I have this extra little bit. That was from a different one. Okay, there we go. And now we're going to have plenty of tail in a couple different areas. Just need to pull that one in just a little bit. Alrighty. And then I just pinch, bring it up, and tie it off. Just like that. That back ribbon has a tendency of trying to collapse on you. But once you fluff it up, it'll do fine. I tie it off, and then we're going to add it. Okay. Just twist it off. I use a pipe cleaner, but you can use a zip tie or floral wire, anything like that. That one, I'm going to bring it over. Hopefully we can kind of like weave it up and under or something. And then, oh, that white hydrangea that we never glued. I'm just going to move it for now to get it out of the way. There's not a lot to hold it up. Just take that tie and run it through. Whether you're using a pine wreath or not, it's the same thing. You just take the tie and run it through. Or if you can find 2 pine ties, you can wrap it around the center of the bow. That works too. I'm just going to pull it through that pine area and feel for a pine tie back there and twist it off. But if you're not using the pine, just wrap it around the grapevine base. Ooh, I broke a nail. I think I'm gonna have to use that blue hydrangea to help hold it up. We could even use another tail of this, maybe even like over here. You can dovetail it where you fold it over and cut up, but I'm gonna slant it. This is the very end. Again, just slant it. So I could take. Let's see about taking you up and under. And this, I guess we'll just bring it down and curl it up. Slant it. Down here, because I don't think it's going to stay up and over like I was hoping. Maybe just make it look like it's another loop. Okay, and then the cream or white hydrangea. Let's see. We could either take you right here, or we could go right in the middle of the bow, which I think actually would look good right there. Okay, we got our ribbon in. Again, I'm just going to slant it. Let's stop at this point. Just about anything after this is optional. Like, it's a complete wreath, but I really want this to pop, so I'm going to add a little bit more brown, because I feel like I need to do some more up here. Some of that's just not laying the way I want. Work it in behind the lantern. Just make sure you get some glue on it and that it's gonna hold. There's the white berries, the yellow filler, and the yellow bush. I definitely want to get a little bit of this in, if not all of it. I kind of want to add the second blue one just to fill in a little bit here and there. The other stuff just didn't get. Let's get one. Like I had the edges over here, like right in there. I'd like to have that blue there. I'll make this short because it just needs to fill in that area. I'll probably have to go like really short. So we definitely need something right in there. It's really bothering me. My eye keeps being drawn to it. I'm discarding the leaves, but that's optional. Right there. This is just going to give us a little extra pop of yellow. Let's get one right in there. I'll go back around and glue these after the fact. I'm just trying to, oops, sorry, finish this up for you guys quickly. I don't move very fast. I know this, guys. I'm sorry. Trying to get that to go out a little bit. Okay, last one. So it's like, I could either use it right here to fill in that little gap that's really bothering me, like why I want to add the other blue bush, or why I'm considering it. Or I could try to use this. Oh man, y'all, I can't get in there. I have to try to go in from the back. And there's no more. Well, it still didn't quite do it, but I have to be really careful because I don't want to cover up the bill. All right, berries. What do we want to do? But boy, I was having a hard time getting that one stem in. I don't think I'd be able to get this stem in because it's thicker. I got it back there just enough, and then I can move this where I really want it, which is right there. Oh God, it's heavy. Okay, and then take the other one. I'd like to go right here and fill in a little bit of that space. There we go. Just a couple of butterflies, y'all. I feel like at this point, anything else is just preference and additional added cost. And I don't want to add a bunch of additional costs. So I have these. This is from Hobby Lobby. Oh, and there is one other thing. I'm sorry, y'all. I pulled this from Emily's shop. It is a twig spray, and it comes in other colors. And I never use a full one, no matter what design it is. It's really rare. You're going to use a whole one. So if you get one, you'll be able to make multiple designs with it. I'm going to cut one more. And this is optional. She has it in a blue as well, which I did pull actually for this, but it's more of like an aqua blue, so I'm going to pass on that. I love it. And then let's get one more over here. And you could cut these down multiple times. I love it. And then butterflies. So it comes in blue, yellow, and pink. And I think Burlap and Bling has it in purple. Twig spray. Actually, Burlap and Bling has it in purple and in brown. So brown would go well with this too. Or I wouldn't mind sticking a butterfly like up and under there where it's just kind of peeking out just a little bit. I'm just saving all of my butterflies that are from both shops for other stuff. Ooh, let's put one going into or coming out of the nest like that. There we go. And last one. I wouldn't mind getting one right there. And that's it, y'all. Woody woo woo. All right, y'all. Lots and lots and lots of florals in this. Lots of everything in this. What am I talking about? Just flip and twist your ribbons however you want. And yeah, guys, that's it. Now you have a hydrangea slash a bunch of other florals, lavender, whimsy design. That would be perfect for a baby shower, a baby's room, or just anything in general, everyday decor, you know, for sure. Alright guys, I hope you like it. I love it. It's so pretty. It's so big. And I'll see you guys soon. Oh yeah. Alright. Bye guys.